Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to unpack a massive shift in how we think about work, wealth, and the future. For a really long time, economic growth was pictured as factory floors, heavy machinery, and industrial output. But today, we're moving from a traditional factory-based economy to one powered entirely by human imagination. We're going to look at a simple, structured guide to the Philippine creative economy and break down exactly how raw talent is officially becoming a formidable economic engine.
Now you might be wondering, what exactly is a creative economy? Well, it's not just some abstract idea anymore. It's now officially written into law. Republic Act 11904, which is also known as the Philippine Creative Industries Development Act, officially champions this whole shift. The law legally recognizes that our culture, our arts, and our ideas can generate true wealth and livelihood. And it does this through the generation and utilization of intellectual property. Think about it like this. The creative industries are essentially trades that take raw human creativity and skill and turn them into cultural and innovative goods and services that the world actually wants to consume.
And the government? They've got a remarkably bold vision for this. Driven by the Department of Trade and Industry, or DTI, and the newly formed Philippine Creative Industries Development Council, the goal is nothing short of transformative. As Undersecretary Rafaelita M. Aldaba highlights, we need to harness our diverse talents and private sector perspectives to propel these industries to true global recognition. In fact, their strategic roadmap sets forth a really specific, massive target to make the Philippines Asia's premier creative hub by the year 2030.
So the crucial point here is the number 9. To actually effectively support something as incredibly vast as human creativity, Republic Act 1194 officially categorizes the industry into exactly 9 distinct domains. By chopping them up into these 9 specific areas, the government can specifically target support, funding, and protection to the right places, essentially turning potential into highly structured economic power.
Now, 9 domains might sound kind of overwhelming to keep track of, right? So we've categorized them into 4 easy-to-understand thematic buckets: heritage and visual arts, performance and print, design and creative services, and screen and digital media. Let's get into it.
Bucket number 1, heritage and visual arts. Preserving identity, generating value.
It's absolutely fascinating to realize that our oldest traditions are actually foundational economic drivers today. Preserving our past isn't just about museums, it's about generating real, present-day value. So, this first bucket holds domains 1, 2, and 3. First up, cultural sites. Think of the historic walled city of Intramuros. People travel from all over the world to walk those streets, creating a massive ecosystem of tourism jobs. Second, traditional cultural expressions, like the intricate, just beautiful Tanalic weaving, crafted by the Dreamweavers. And third, visual arts, which encompasses legendary works like the iconic Spoliarium painting by Juan Luna, all the way down to modern graphic design.
And this brilliantly illustrates the immense power of our first domain. Just look at how preserving physical heritage sites, much like ancient Greek ruins you see globally, creates highly sustainable cultural tourism. By maintaining the integrity of our cultural sites, we aren't just saving a bunch of old stones, we're sustaining local economies, literally creating jobs for tour guides, local artisans, and hospitality workers.
Moving on to bucket number 2, performance and print, storytelling on stage and page.
This bucket is all about how Filipinos share powerful narratives, capturing domains 4 and 5. Whether it's live action unfolding right before an audience, or the written word capturing our imaginations on a page, storytelling is a massive economic force. Domain 4 is the performing arts, covering theater, dance, and music. Think of the incredible success of musical theater like Ang Huling El Bimbo, which brings local music catalogs to a live, paying audience. Then Domain 5 is publishing and printed media, encompassing everything from our rich local book publishing industry to magazines and printed journalism.
To really ground the performing arts domain, let's talk about the Philippine madrigal singers. They're a prime example of turning raw vocal talent into a globally recognized creative service. When they perform a stunning arrangement of a traditional song like Leron Leron Cinta, they're exporting Philippine culture to the world, proving that our musical talent is a highly valuable asset in the global creative economy.
But the performing arts domain also spans incredibly diverse physical disciplines. It's not just vocal music, it's also the awe-inspiring, really athletic storytelling found in ballet. Local legends like prima ballerina Lisa Macuza Elizalde have dedicated their entire lives to mastering this art form. It's truly amazing to see how years of intense physical discipline and creative expression translate directly into lifelong careers and international cultural prestige.
Switching gears to publishing and printed media, we can clearly see how creating beloved books drives immense industry revenue both globally, like we've seen with massive international phenomenons like Harry Potter, and locally, right here in the Philippines. The publishing industry doesn't just print paper. It builds entire worlds of intellectual property that can be adapted, franchised, and sold across generations.
All right, bucket number 3, design and creative services, the architecture of everyday life.
This is where creativity meets strict utility, making up domains 6 and 7. It's the practical, aesthetic application of human imagination into the actual goods, buildings, and services we use in our daily lives. Domain 6 covers design, so this includes the clothes we wear in fashion, the furniture we sit on, and the architecture of the spaces we inhabit. Domain 7 is creative services, which is a total powerhouse domain covering the advertising industry that drives market commerce, as well as creative research and development that actually invents the next big thing.
To really wrap our heads around the design domain, we just have to look at concrete Filipino success stories. We're talking about elevating everyday objects into global luxury. Think of Kenneth Cobanpu's internationally sought-after furniture designs, or local shoe designer Jojo Bragayas creating the official footwear for the Miss Universe pageant. This proves that local craftsmanship and design thinking absolutely compete and win on the global stage.
And here we are at our 4th and final bucket, screen and digital media, the modern frontier.
This bucket deals with the broadcast and interactive digital mediums that completely dominate how we consume entertainment and information today, rounding out our list with domains 8 and 9. Domain 8 is audiovisual media, encompassing our rich history of film, television, and radio. This includes those iconic, culturally defining TV shows like Darna and Encantadia. Finally, Domain 9 is digital interactive media, covering software development, video games, and the massively booming esports industry.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how technology has absolutely supercharged these domains. Platforms like Netflix and Spotify have completely revolutionized how audiovisual media is distributed. We're no longer limited to local cinemas or local radio waves. These streaming platforms instantly distribute our audiovisual content globally, literally turning local cinema and local music into international exports overnight.
It's actually super fascinating to draw a parallel here between our oldest domain and our newest domain. On one hand, you have traditional cultural expressions, ancient roots like indigenous Tanalic weaving. And on the other hand, you have digital interactive media, modern frontiers, like playing Mobile Legends in competitive esports. While they look completely different, both require immense skill. Both preserve or project a sense of identity, and both generate modern wealth and livelihood for the creators involved. So let's zoom out to our final section, the future of creativity, a sustainable pipeline.
Let's move to and see how this builds into an actual pipeline. We've explored the 9 specific domains, but where is this all leading? What's the overarching goal of RA 11904? Well, it's about building a sustainable economic pipeline. Step 1 is recognizing the raw human creativity and talent that already exists here. Step 2 is the absolutely crucial part, legally protecting that talent through the generation of intellectual property, ensuring creators actually own what they make. And step 3 is the result, turning that protected property into wealth, sustainable livelihood, and immense cultural pride. Raw skill is protected by law to become a lifelong career.
Which brings us right back to the Department of Trade and Industry's ultimate vision, transforming the Philippines into Asia's premier creative hub by 2030. Classifying these 9 domains isn't just government bureaucracy, folks. It's a strategic, actionable roadmap for national growth. It's about building an environment where a graphic designer, a traditional weaver, and a software developer all have the infrastructure they need to thrive globally.
And that leaves us with a critical question for you to consider today. From heritage and visual arts all the way to screen and digital media, which of the 9 domains of the creative economy will you contribute to in the future? Because in this new economy, your imagination isn't just a hobby, it is the very foundation of our future. Thank you for joining me on this explainer, and keep creating.